Hey everybody. So I was conversing online today with some guitar player buddies of mine about some of the things that I'm doing with the Line 6 Helix, and that's what this is about. Um, so this patch that I'm going to show you today, and a couple others like it, I've done specifically for this guitar that I have here. This is my Carvin AE185. It's an electric and acoustic. It's not an acoustic that's meant to be electrified. This is an electric that's been acoustified, I guess you could say. It's got dual outputs on it. It's got these two humbuckers on it. It's got a Fishman ribbon transducer in the bridge. It's got these two coil taps here, turn the humbuckers into single coils. It's got this little phase switch there to make the bridge pickup out of phase with the neck pickup. But tone-wise, this is probably the single most versatile guitar I own. But I had written and recorded this song called At the Summit. And the out solo for that song was actually inspired by a David Gilmour song called Near the End from his About Face album. And when I first heard that song, I was floored by what I was hearing because if you're familiar with the song, you'll know what I'm talking about because he starts out his out solo on the acoustic, and then they do this crossfade into the electric. And I was like floored by what I heard because it started out so mellow and so beautiful, and almost without even knowing that it was happening, all of a sudden through this crossfade, he's wailing on the electric, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? And that is freaking cool. And why don't I try that on this song? So when I recorded At the Summit, that's what I did. And then when it came time to, play that song out with the band, I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? I mean, I could always do like a hard switch between clean and dirty, or between acoustic and electric, but no, I wanted to, try and make it happen the way I recorded it. So initially, what I ended up doing was I got this Ernie Ball stereo volume pan pedal, and that worked great for years. It's still a great pedal. It still works. It's still smooth. It's not noisy or anything. But then when I got the Helix, I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? And I'm like, I could use the Ernie Ball pedal, but why? Why carry an extra pedal around if I don't have to? If I can get the Helix to do this, and that's what I came up with. So here's what we got. This is my HX Edit, and it's connected to my Helix right now, so we're not just playing offline. I'll show you the signal path. The guitar input is taking my electric side of the AE185. I've got a Placator Clean amp model. I'm not sure what actual amp it's modeled after. If someone knows, before I go and look at the manual, let me know. And then I have another amp model. This is the Cali rectifier. It's modeled after the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. Then I have a 4x12 Blackback 30 amp cab model. And then I have a chorus and a volume pedal. And then it goes to path 2A, which comes out at the bottom line here. And then I've dropped in a delay and a reverb. And then the aux input is taking the acoustic from the AE185, and I have this little gain module I've dropped in to bring the overall volume up and make it a little more consistent and a little more even with the humbuckers, so they're a little more evenly matched. And then I have a compressor in here to kind of even things out when I start strumming really hard or picking really hard. And then I have an EQ here, and I have the mid centered at around 600 hertz and rolled off a little bit because it's a little bit honky there. And then I have another volume pedal module dropped in, and then another chorus, and then a reverb there. So like right now, what you're hearing is my probably clean electric. Yep. A little bit of chorus. And then if we go to like one of the hot, now you're seeing the placator clean was bypassed and the Cali rectifier is now enabled. And I have a bunch of different hots like that with different drive and other settings and kind of like successive levels of drive and hotness. So like this one's kind of like where I'm start out. This would be like a verse patch. And this would be like somewhere in a solo or a refrain, just a little more added push over the edge, and then more gain, turn on the delay. But anyway, the real trick on this patch was getting these two volume modules to be reversed with each other on these signal paths with respect to the expression pedal, because they're both being controlled by the same expression pedal. So like now you can hear my clean electric, and then when I roll the pedal back, you can see it goes down, and now you're hearing my acoustic with a little bit of chorus. Turn the chorus off. So now you're hearing electric again. You can see that it's 100%, and the volume on the acoustic is 0. Now if we go, leave that centered there, and then now you can see the acoustic is coming up in volume, and go back to the electric, and it's lower, 2% now. Put this somewhere in the middle here. And sometimes I like to do that is like I'll put that in the middle and then use like a little, it's almost like a dirty clean, or you get that kind of little bit of twang from the acoustic and a little wiggle from its chorus. So yeah, and that's all I really wanted to show you was this this little trick between this little pan thing that I got going on, and also it was also complicated because of the getting the signal path right, because once you start dropping things in along these different signal paths, if you start dropping in too many modules, eventually you run out of DSP and you can't go any farther, and you're like, oh, I need another chorus here, or I need a delay here, and you can't do it because the DSP is all run out and you're done, and you're like, well, fuck it, Helix sucks. And it really doesn't. You just need to know how to, get a handle on routing everything. So anyway, if you find this patch useful or interesting, I'll make it available to you. I'll find a way to upload it so that you guys can download it. I know Billy was talking about wanting to do some things with his Variacs, because the Helix has built-in support for the Variacs. Now, if you were going to try something like this with the Variacs, I'm not sure that you'd be able to do it the same way. Actually, I'm not even sure that you'd be able to do it at all. My guess, and I don't know anything about the Variacs, correct me if I'm wrong, my guess is that like the acoustic sim on the Variacs is probably like a patch, and there may not be like a good way to like blend your way using an expression pedal between the acoustic and the electric. But I could be totally wrong. Anyway, that's all I got for now. If you found this informative, I hope you did. Great. If you are interested in this patch, let me know and I'll make sure you get it. And I've got another one that's even more complicated. I'll show you maybe later on this week or over the weekend. But that's it for now. And rock out. See you guys. Bye.